Today we'll take grammar, girls. We'll take the new chapter, chapter 12. Okay. We'll take lesson 1 and 2. Is Judy here?
Teacher Lana?
Yes, Maya.
Miss, I have a poor connection, so if you call me, I might not, my voice will lag or something like this.
Okay, dear. Judy's not here yet. Okay, I'll share for you the PowerPoint and be ready till everyone comes. Chapter 12 is comparison. Okay. Okay. So only 19 girls still. I'll share and we start. Girls, do you hear me well?
Yes, teacher, can I go to the toilet, please?
Okay, but don't be late, Ghala, because I want to start there. I'm starting right now.
Okay, start.
We'll take 2 lessons as usual. We'll take forming the degrees of comparison and using the degrees of comparison, understanding what is it, and then how to use it. Number 1, okay. We have a positive sentence when I say Jane is tall, or I say Mike is tall, Mike is smart, Jane is smart. This is positive. I'm just saying the sentence, declaring, telling. And then I have comparative. Comparative is when I compare Jane with her sister. Jane and her sister. Okay? So when they are two, it is comparative. Superlative, when I say that Jane is the tallest in the class. Positive, Jane is tall. Comparative, Jane is taller than her sister. Comparative between 2 things. Superlative, Jane is the tallest in the class. Okay, among many. Comparative and superlative. So when I say, I have here Jem, Tom, and Dan. So Tom's house is bigger than Jim's house. Tom's house is bigger than Jim's house. So here comparative, I compare between 2 things. But when I want to talk about Dan, Dan's house is the most impressive of the 3. So when I compare between 2 things, comparative. One thing of more than 2 things, superlative. Difficult, the exam is difficult. Oh, it is more difficult, the most difficult exam. Here, if I have 1 syllable adjective, a modifier is an adjective or an adverb, 1 syllable, small word, I pronounce it without changing the opening of my mouth. What is 1 syllable? The word, when I open my mouth, 1 open, it is 1 syllable, like big. Okay, big. So big here is what? 1 syllable, short word, fat. If the 1 syllable adjective ends with a single consonant with a vowel before it, double the consonant and add er for the comparative form, and double the consonant and add est for the superlative form. So we add er or est. Big will be bigger. Why I doubled the G? Because it is constant and before it there is I. B-I-G, bigger. It is constant. G is a constant letter. What is constant letter? Not a vowel letter. And before it, vowel. B-I-G will be bigger. Double the G and add ER. Biggest, double the G and add ER. Thin, it ends also with a vowel before the end. Thinner, thinnest. Fat, fatter, fattest. Okay, so my dog is bigger than your dog, comparative. My dog is the biggest of all dogs. superlative. Max is thinner than John. Of all students in the class, Max is the thinnest. My mother is fatter than your mother. Mary is the fattest person I've ever seen. Two syllable modifiers. What if I have a word with more than one syllable, two syllable? Eager. Look at the word eager. Eager, I changed the opening of my mouth, which is two syllables. Comparative, I add ER. Superlative, I add EST. In just small cases, if I find that the word is clumsy, I cannot add ER. Like the word eager, I can say eagerer. Okay, he is eager to learn. He is eager to learn more than his brother. It is clumsy. So I can say he is, although that it is two syllable, not only one syllable, it is two syllable, and commonly in two syllable I add ER or EST. Although that it's two syllable, but I am adding more or much or more or most, because it's clumsy. Eager ends in ER, so I have to add more clumsy, more eager. Then adverb that ends in ly. We know that 90% of adverbs end in ly. Okay, so what is the case of adverbs end in ly in comparative and superlative? I use more for comparative, usually. I use more for comparative and most for superlative. Rapidly. He talks rapidly. She cooks rapidly. I want to say that she cooks rapidlier than her sister. I can say rapidlier. No. She cooks more rapidly than her sister. Okay? He walks slowly than his brother. She studies carefully than her sister. Jane is the most carefully talking girl in the class, or carefully studying girl in the class. Carefully smart girl in the class, the most smart girl in the class. He walks slowly. He walks more slowly than his brother. He is the most slowly walker in the class. But not all of words end in ly are adverbs. Sometimes they are adjectives, like ugly. Okay? So when it is ugly, how can I say it? He is what? Uglier. Okay? Uglier. It can work. Okay? So ugly here is not an adverb, it's an adjective. Ugly is not an adverb, it's an adjective. So I can add ER. I say uglier. Okay, are you with me?
Yeah.
Yes, miss.
Yes.
Okay. More than two syllable words. If I have two more than two syllables, where's more than two syllables? Peaceful, peaceful, pleasant, careful. Look, three vowels. Thoughtful. Of course, I cannot say peacefuler or pleasanter or carefuler or thoughtfulest. No. I have to add more or most. So, today's weather is more peaceful than yesterday's weather. This month is the most peaceful month of the year. Pleasant. The atmosphere was more pleasant than last party. It was the most pleasant party in the year. This morning is more peaceful than yesterday morning. Max's house in the mountain is the most peaceful. Max is more careful than Mike. Jack is the most careful of the taxi driver. Jen is more thoughtful. Mary is the most thoughtful. Decreasing degree of comparison. Decreasing degree of comparison when I show less. يعني I have, when I say Jane walks more than his sister. So I want to say that his sister walks less. To show decreasing comparison, use form the comparative degree by using less, superlative degree by using least. Sharp, for example, sharp, it is less sharp. I cannot say sharper. Less sharp than my sharpener is less sharp than yours. Please give me yours. My mobile is less costly than my brother's. Often he less often visits his grandmother than his father. It is the least sharpener here. The worst. It is the least costly. It is not expensive at all. Then I have irregular degrees of comparison. What I want to say, what if I want to say that he is a bad boy? He is worse than his father or brother. He is the worst in his class. This is the far distance. Okay, my country is farther than his country. My country is the farthest among all the countries. Okay, and then I have far. Far is another meaning, extent, which is further and farthest. Okay, what if I say he is a good boy, he is better than his brother, he is the best in his class. I feel ill. I feel worse than yesterday. Oh, today was the worst day of my life. Late, later, or latest, or last. Less.
Miss Iris unturned.
Yes.
I'm
Who?
Nancy.
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 Lazy Nancy. I've explained lesson 1. Less, lesser, least. Little, less, least. I have less money than he has. I have the least money among my brothers. Many, more, most. Okay, much, also more, and most. I love you so much. I love you more than my brother loves you. I love you the most. 2 forms. So this is a step by step. This is from your book because I loved how they memorize it. So count the number of the syllable. If it's 1 syllable, ER or EST. 2 syllables, it's up to you as you personal taste as you see. 3 syllables, more and most. ly adverbs, more and most. And here you have to be aware of ly adjectives, like ugly. Then you memorize the modifiers with irregular degrees of comparison, which is this, irregular degrees of comparison. Okay? So here, 1 syllable adjective, old, safe, big, hot, will be older, safer, bigger, hotter, 1 syllable. You didn't change the opening of your mouth. Oldest, safest, biggest, hottest. In biggest and hottest, I doubled the G and T because there is a vowel before it. Adjectives end in I, in ly, in adjectives end in y, like noisy, dirty, noisier, dirtier. It is not written in your book, but I wanted you to know it, like ugly, uglier, the ugliest, noisier, the noisier, noises. Adjectives with more than 2 syllables, boring, more boring, beautiful, most beautiful in superlative, more beautiful in comparative, irregular adjectives, good, better, best. But when we were young, we used to learn it like the good, better, best. Bad, worse, worst. Bad, worse, worst. Far, farther, the farthest. Okay, so let's solve question number 1 in your book. It's because I don't have it printed yet, so I will read with you from the book. Okay.
Miss, can I start?
Yes?
Can I start?
Yes, but let me open the page. It is page 223. 2, 2, 3. Okay, exercise number 1. Noor?
If you want to find a good ranch, where
Dear, it
would
is
you?
no 2, 2, 3. 2, 2, 4, I mean.
Yes.
What is if you want? Here. Yes, you're right. Yes, read, dear.
If you want to find a gooder ranch, where would you look? Gooder, we will change it. We'll put better.
Yes, if you'd like to find a better ranch, where would you go? Or even if you want to find a good ranch, where would you go? Okay, number 2, Ragad. Nancy?
Yes, miss.
Yes, Nancy.
Teacher, which page?
2 to 4.
Okay.
Nancy.
Yes, we're number 2.
Yes. Exercise 1, question number 2.
Okay.
Why it takes so long?
It's authenticist. Is it wrong?
Number 2, authenticized? Or
Yeah.
yes, it will be what?
Most authentic.
Most authentic, yes. Nirvana number 3. Maya? Okay, Nirvana.
Read a sentence 3. Okay. But can you imagine a less predictable place for a ranch than England? It will be more predictable.
More predictable. So you change what?
I changed the ER and put more instead because it has more than one syllable.
So you want to make it what?
More predictable.
More predictable. Okay, imagine a more predictable place for a ranch, but he wants you to change only one word, so we can keep it as it is, a less predictable. Okay? And don't change less to more. Keep it less, but just change predictable. Yes.
I didn't notice less. Okay.
It's okay. Because it is the decreasing comparison. Number 4, Noor. Noor answered. Maya. Ahad. Ahad.
Yes, miss.
Yes, Ahad. Huh?
Number 4, there is nothing wrong.
It is, in truth, it might take a longest time.
A long time.
A longer or a long time. But we cannot say a long time because here I have to get to Laredo, England than to Laredo, Texas.
And
I
we
have
can
that.
say take more time. Is it okay if we said take more time?
Take a longer.
Longer, yeah, okay.
And instead of longest, it will be longer between two stuff, not more than two stuff.
Teacher?
Yes, Maya, 5.
Yes, I left and I came.
Okay, 5 يا Maya.
Okay. Wait, miss.
طب tell Maya is ready. Leah?
Yes, miss.
Leah? Yes, Leah, huh? 5.
Number 5. Trulier can be more truly.
You will find a ranch more truly, excellent, more truly, yes, Western than ranchers from frontier days in Texas.
Yes,
Excellent,
miss.
dear. Noor, Maya, 6.
Yes. Strangest.
Strangest, excellent. Tia, 7. Tia?
Yes, miss. Cowboy clubs have become popular throughout Germany, where people it's more thoroughly.
Yes, more truly. Will eliminate ER.
Yeah.
Yes. And then 8 مريم شغدلي. 8 مريم. مريم بدور. شام مازن. شام حسن. Okay. Sham Mazen, Sham Hassan are not here. Who wants to solve?
Lujain.
Okay, Lujain, yes. Okay, after Lujain, number 8.
The Munich Cowboy Club sponsors a Western museum which exhibits one of the most rare autographed. It's most rarely autographed.
It is most rare autograph, which exhibits one of the most rare autographs. So because rare is only one syllable, okay, so most rare.
So it's correct.
Rarest, yes, it will be rarest. It is like safe, rare, safe. So it will be rarest autographed. Okay, dear? Who said I want to answer?
Me.
Ghala? 9, Ghala.
From among the clubs and recreated towns that exude cowboy charm, Germans show more keen interested in cowboys, and it's more keen. It's correct, teacher.
More keen? Keen.
Or keenest.
But it is between two stuff only.
How?
Keener. Okay?
Okay.
Keener. So in exercise 2, thank you, Ghala. In exercise 2 will form, it is beautiful. I say in comparative more beautiful, in superlative most beautiful. Okay? Highly. Arwa. Arwa. What?
Yes. Can I go to the
Arwa,
bathroom?
number 2.
Yes,
Highly.
miss.
What you will answer good? Highly, ya Arwa?
Which number?
Highly, it is exercise number 2. The word highly in comparative will be what? In superlative will be what? Highly is an adverb, ends in ly.
Higher. Can I go to the bathroom?
Huda, go ya Huda. Highly is a word ends in ly, dear. An adverb ends in ly.
It will be higher. More higher.
More highly. Keep it as it is. More highly.
Answer 4.
At most high.
And most highly. Excellent, dear. Number 3, what?
But who answered
3.
one?
I answered 1. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful.
One.
What?
Wait, miss, they're sending the page. Just a second.
Okay, good. Good. How good will be a comparative? Good will be what?
Great.
No. Good will be what in a comparative and will be what in superlative?
Better.
Better in comparative and in superlative?
Best, miss.
Worst. Best, sorry. Yes, you're sorry.
Can I solve?
Who wants to solve, Lynn?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Lynn, please. Number 4, bad.
Number 4, worst.
Excellent. Worst. Aya Benjak, 5. Aya Benjak? Are you here, Aya?
Yes, miss, I'm here, but
Yes.
mic actually.
Plain. Okay, plain. The word plain, the adjective plain. It will be what in comparative and what in superlative?
Can you miss repeat what you said?
Plain.
Playing?
Plain,
Yes.
which is, this is a plain dish, for example.
Yeah.
So it will be what in comparative?
Is it
Mother repeat.
What?
Miss, I don't know.
Plain will be plainer in comparative and plainest in superlative.
Okay.
Okay? Okay,
Mr.
Batul?
Answer
Yes, who wants to answer?
Lin al-Haj.
Okay, Lean.
In comparative, it will be more cautious, and superlative, most cautious.
Yes, more cautious and most cautious. Excellent, Dima.
Me,
Yes, Dima. Courageously.
more courageously and most courageously.
Excellent.
Miss,
More
can I
courageously.
solve?
Yes. Nirvana? Or who?
Serene.
Serene, please. 8.
More industrious and most industrious.
Yes, more industrious and most industrious. And then that will lead us to lesson number 2. And lesson number 2 is very easy. Lesson number 2 is how to use it. Yes? Is anyone
It's
talking?
not. Yeah.
Lesson 2.
Yeah.
Using degrees of comparison. Page 225, 225. Using the degrees of comparison, I use comparative to compare between two stuff. Comparison to compare between two things. And superlative to compare between more than one thing. So superlative between two things, comparative between more than one thing. As we said, the most important point that you avoid using double comparison. Double comparisons occur when you use ER and more at the same time, or EST and most in the same time to form a degree of comparison. Use only one of these ways, not both. So my phone is more smaller than yours, more and smaller, so I added more and I added smaller. This is wrong. My phone is smaller than your Droid. What if I said my brother is more smarter than? No, why more smarter than? It is only smarter than you. That is the most beautifulest? No, this is the most beautiful. Do not use double comparison. Do not add ER and more, and do not add EST and most. Okay, this is the lesson. Avoid double comparison. So we go to start continue solving. Page 225, exercise number 4. 225, exercise number 4. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I want Harir. Harir?
Yes.
Yes, Harir.
Miss, again, which page?
225. Number 1, Harir. Exercise 4.
Of all the people I know, Stephanie has the most interesting job.
Of all the people I have, it is in number 1, exercise 4.
Yes.
I have Stephanie has. In number 1, I have
Yes,
Stephanie.
this is the sentence before. Stephanie has the most interesting job.
Yes, of anyone I know. Excellent. Stephanie has the most interesting job of anyone I know. Thank you, Harir. Linda, number 2.
Can I answer?
Yes, Mariam?
Yes.
Yes. 2.
I have number 2.
Yes.
We're gonna remove the most.
Yes, so it will be the latest music. Read it, dear.
Yes. Nestor and Michelle work in a store that sells the latest music.
Excellent, dear. Linda, 3.
Yes, 3 is correct.
No, raise your voice, Linda.
Miss, can you hear me? Miss
Between
Nada.
rock and jazz.
Miss Nada.
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. I said it's correct.
Between rock and jazz. Rock
Better?
and jazz, 2 things.
Better.
Better. So best will be, read it, Linda.
Okay, between rock and jazz, Michael likes jazz better.
Yes. Okay. Sarah? Sarah?
Yes, miss.
Yes, Sarah, quickly. Sarah, 4.
Miss, I don't have the book.
Where is it, Sarah?
Miss, I have it. Miss, I can always in the like first they send the pages in the group, so then I open it. But now that I did,
Send the picture to your friends, girls. Serena, 4.
Number 4, and Nestor is the most.
Is the more?
Most.
Most than Serena. Okay. Huda, are you back? Judy? Huda?
Yes, miss, did you call me?
I called Huda Judy. Who says?
Okay.
Who talk?
I'm Huda.
I'm here too.
Yes, Huda. 5 يا Huda?
Miss, which number? 5?
5. Page 225.
Okay.
Read
Is
it.
it correct?
Read it.
That
Read it.
horse hires less high school students in winter than in summer.
Than. I have than.
Yeah.
Less will be fewer because in
Yes.
comparison. Less will be fewer than.
Yes, fewer than.
Less will be fewer, fewest.
Yes.
Okay, number 6, Judy.
Okay. Thank
You said is Judy here, Chris?
Yes, I'm here.
So raise your voice, Judy, and answer 6.
The sports shack is the most difficult place in town. It will be the sports shack is the difficultest place in town.
It is difficult. It is more than 2 syllables here.
It can't be difficultest.
No. And it is in town, in the whole town. Huda, Judy, are you awake?
Yes, miss.
So more.
Yes, the most difficult.
Most difficult. Excellent, Judy. Most difficult. Okay. Number 7, Raghat. Malika.
can I solve number 7?
Yes.
Sarah. Okay, Sarah. And after Malika, you answer 8. Malika, 7.
Of the two debates, the one about jobs was more relevant. Yes, it's correct.
Correct. Yes, dear. 8, Sarah.
Roma has fewer time in his schedule for studying now that he's working. Has fewest.
She is not comparing. She is not comparing. Lamar has in his schedule for studying now that he is working. Less. It will be less. Fewer. No, again. Less, fewer, fewest. Less in decreasing comparison. Less, fewer, fewest. Here, she is not comparing or he is not comparing. So it will be less in positive form. Number 9, Malak Al-Haj. Malak Al-Haj.
Yes, miss.
Yes, Malak.
Deciding whether or not to work after school is one of the most difficult.
Excellent, one of the most difficult. Excellent. Number 10, Batul. Batul. Okay. So Leah, 10 يا Leah.
Yes.
10. Leah, are you here or not?
Yes.
Yes, raise your voice and answer, dear.
Again, can I go out and then enter?
جو يا ليه. لوجين تاني يا لوجين.
10 is correct.
10 is correct. Excellent. Dear. We go to exercise 5. Noor, number 1 يا نور.
People think that scooping ice cream during the summers would be the most funnest job.
Most funnest.
We will remove most.
Okay. And we say funnest?
No.
We can say most fun. The most fun job.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Number 2, there is no mistake, no modifiers. Number 3, number 3, Malika. Malika 3.
Yes, miss.
Malika.
Tourists have to consider every flavor before they choose the most better.
The most better?
No. Best.
The best. Excellent. Before they choose the best. Because it is good among all. Number 4, Ghala. Ghala.
Teacher number 4. They can get nasty if you are not the most patient of all.
Excellent. Number 5, Serena.
Yeah. Number 5, the
which one, miss? Which one?
Serena, you're not following me today because
Miss,
the previous time I asked you, you asked me about which one too. 5 in exercise 5.
Okay, miss, okay, it's the hottest.
Okay.
It's hottest.
Hottest day of summer, yes. Then number 6, Harir.
Miss, can I answer?
Okay. She went to the bathroom.
Okay, answer 6. Who said I want to answer?
Yes. We will finally, even if you thought that the most tastiest food, we will cancel most and just keep tastiest.
Yes. Who answered now?
Lin Al-Haj.
Okay, Lin. Okay, so we finished, girls. Okay, the lesson 1 and 2, I will upload the online assignment and you solve it. I'm again reminding you of your project. Yes.
Can you give us the names of the girls who submitted the
Yes,
writing?
I'll tell you on WhatsApp because now the period has finished. Okay.
It's okay.
Yes. See you tomorrow, girls. Bye.
Bye. Miss,
Yes,
by the way, I
yes.
submitted my project. You check it on email.
No, dear, send it to me on WhatsApp so I can send it to the school.
Okay.
Okay.